Hello, people of the internet, and welcome to a breakdown video of the brand new FNAF 2 movie trailer. Yesterday, we finally saw the release of the first full-length trailer for the movie. We also had a very detailed Comic-Con presentation that we're able to pull details from to further explain what we see here in the trailer. So without further ado, this is a full 2-minute long trailer. There's a lot to discuss. Let's not waste any more time. If you're excited for FNAF 2, scroll down, tickle that subscribe button. We're getting so much news about this movie, so subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any of it. And first up for the breakdown, I want to hop into the trailer's description because it gives us a brand new summary and story for the film. It says, they're not just at Freddy's anymore. 1 year has passed since the supernatural nightmare at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The stories about what transpired there have been twisted into a campy local legend, inspiring the town's first ever Faz Fest. Former security guard Mike and police officer Vanessa have kept the truth from Mike's 11-year-old sister, Abby, concerning the fate of her animatronic friends. But when Abby sneaks out to reconnect with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, it will set into motion a terrifying series of events, revealing dark secrets about the true origin of Freddys, and unleashing a long-forgotten horror hidden away for decades. So FNAF 2 is set 1 year after the events of FNAF 1. We follow Mike, Vanessa, Abby, and a couple new faces as well, and it looks like dark secrets from decades ago will be unleashed when Abby tries to reconnect with her friends. But now let's hop into the trailer, and the first shot we get here is of a van driving. And something you may notice, we already have a detail. A little Easter egg on the license plate of the van that reads, "I see dead P." Likely a reference to The Sixth Sense, the quote of, "I see dead people," which would make sense for the people driving this van because, as we can see, they are paranormal investigators. We are introduced to some new faces to the FNAF universe. First up is McKenna Grace, and it kind of seems like she'll be acting as the leader of this group, or at least she does a lot of talking in that clip we saw at San Diego Comic-Con. Teo Briones is also another newcomer. He is going to be playing Alex, and Alex is the videographer of the group. He's the main guy behind the camera. So this group pulls up to the building.
Fazbear's Pizza.
The brand new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. We get our first good shot of the exterior of the pizzeria. We can see it's very aged. It's decrepit. There's a lot of shrubbery and brushes growing around it. The sign is just barely still lighting up, though it does look like it's falling apart. We can see Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, Toy Chica up on the sign.
Definitely not the Freddys I remember.
You're thinking of the franchise location. This is the original.
So just listening to the audio for a second, we get quite a bit of backstory regarding the FNAF 2 pizzeria. So this character here says, definitely not the Freddys I remember, and McKenna explains, again, kind of seems like she's the one who knows the most about what has happened here. This is the first ever location. Whether that means this is the first Freddy Fazbear's location, so the first location to feature Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, all those guys, or this is the first ever, like, Fazbear Entertainment location, meaning maybe they're retconning Fredbear's, I don't know. I would assume they mean the first Freddy Fazbear's location, because Fredbear, Spring Bonnie, Fredbear's Diner plays such an integral part in FNAF's lore. I don't think they would scrap it outright for this universe. But this next shot here, we get a better look at the exterior. We also see the group is about to go inside, and they're being led by a character played by Freddy Carter. This character right here, we don't get a good shot of their face, but this is the night guard, the security guard for FNAF 2. We know that thanks to the clip at San Diego Comic-Con, where audiences at Comic-Con got to see this exact clip, this exact scene of Freddy Carter's character, showing them around FNAF 2, showing them the toy animatronics, showing them explaining what happened to Mangle and the puppet. And we can see them here walking in through these 3 archways that we saw in the exterior vlogs from the FNAF YouTubers that visited the set. You can see the carousel from FNAF 2 with all the characters on it. We can see what appears to be the show stage down here. And then we get this shot of them walking over a bridge that goes above a log ride. I saw a lot of people connecting this to the Foxy log ride that we saw in Ruin. I don't think it's going to be the same one. I think it's maybe just a reference to that. But lighting the walls of this log ride, we can see a whole bunch of dolls of the puppet, of the marionette. We can also just barely see what appears to be a Let's Eat banner above on the wall as well. But then also in a behind-the-scenes image featuring Josh and Emma, we can actually see a full-on map of the pizzeria. area where we can see the log ride goes all the way around. It does 2 big loops as it connects. You know, maybe it's not underground because we can see what appears to be that bridge that they were walking on that goes from the entranceway to the main dining area that has the show stage. It is very interesting just how unique that this FNAF 2 area is compared to the game. I mean, this map looks completely different, which honestly, I don't mind too much as long as it still has the basic elements of FNAF 2, like the long hallway that we do see. I do not mind at all the film universe kind of taking on their own interpretation of these locations. But yeah, weird log ride attraction at the pizzeria for some reason. Considering it has, like, characters lining the walls, maybe it's like a Small World type attraction, like from Disney, where as you go by on the boats, you see statues and images of the various FNAF characters. Maybe, like, short little animatronics that just have very basic movements. I don't know. We do also see a wooden Balloon Boy figure. This is our 3rd interpretation of Balloon Boy in the films. In FNAF 1, he was just a little figurine. In the teaser trailer for FNAF 2, we saw him as an actual robot. But here, he's an actual, like, wooden statue. So I'd assume maybe this is one of the attractions, one of the statues you see when you're riding the log ride. He also looks broken. You can see his sign is snapping off here. He's also, like, chipping away. His paint is chipping away. Really shows just how long these guys have been sitting here.
Nobody's been here for decades.
And as McKenna Grace's character reveals, yeah, no one has been here for decades. Of course, these guys are chipping away. Of course, they're breaking over time. We get a quick shot before we get to the toys of what I'd assume to be the film's universe of Pirates Cove. If you recall, in the FNAF 2 game, Pirates Cove really wasn't that pirate-themed. So I think this is the film's way of showcasing, hey, you know, this is a Pirates Cove, a pirate attraction. You got a ball pit here with a bunch of blue balls. You got a gigantic ship that does look like it has been snapped. Again, this place has been abandoned for decades, right? Of course, things are going to be falling apart. You've also probably noticed the recording UI here. Again, it seems that this is going to be the POV from Teo's footage. They're paranormal investigators. They're recording a whole bunch of stuff, so it does look like we're going to get some POV shots of what they're filming, especially when we get to the toys here. So again, we have Freddy Carter's character here, the security guard showcasing the toy animatronics, and they're in some plastic tarps, supposedly to keep them clean, not dusty, not have their paint chip away like what we saw with Balloon Boy over here, because he's not looking too good. But look at those toys, man. Ooh, if they really are on the show stage right here, I will say, if I want to nitpick a little bit, I'm a little disappointed by the show stage's decorations, because the FNAF 2 show stage, especially with the toys, is very bright. It's very vibrant. You know, it's got the rainbow in the background. We did get a Chico's Magic Rainbow reference in FNAF 1. How cool would it have been to see them appear yet again on the show stage in FNAF 2? But these guys are all wrapped up. They're being kept nice and clean. We also know from the SDCC clip, there's a bit of a dialogue exchange, some exposition being revealed, of course, throughout this entire scene of them touring FNAF 2. But here, when Carter's character shows them the toys, Grace's character is like, oh, you got Freddy, you got Bonnie, you got Chica, but where's Foxy? And it's here that Freddy Carter's character reveals, oh, Foxy, you know, they were a take apart, put back together attraction. And in the clip, I'm pretty sure he's like, kids can be so cruel, which is actually a reference to FNAF World.
Some little girl got murdered here.
Some little girl got murdered here? You don't say! I feel like this is our first tease of Charlotte, Charlie, Henry Emily's daughter, who of course then goes on to possess and become the puppet that we see a little bit of in this trailer. So yeah, looks like they're adapting Charlie, looks like they are adapting her entire story of being killed by William, thus kicking off this entire string of robots being possessed, robots being murderous. We get a lot more Charlie later on, so I'm going to save a bit of details about that for later on in the trailer. Good shot of Chica right here. She looks awesome. Very beautiful. Couple more shots of them recording. Looks like we got a prize counter here with some good stuff FNAF plushies, officially licensed FNAF plushies of the Puppet and Toy Freddy. Start to hear the music box tune kick in as we get another shot of this log ride here. Again, with all the Puppet figures lining the walls, it looks so weird.
Do you guys hear that?
As the music box starts to kick in, McKenna hears it. She's like, you guys hear that? Doesn't sound like anyone else hears it. We can see in the scene there on the show stage, right? You got Toy Bonnie covered up here in the tarp. Then she goes down to explore. Again, very interesting that there's like a basement down here. But she goes down and she finds the Puppet's music box. What's it doing back here? This is not the prize counter. This is so weird to me. but honestly, I kind of like it. So of course, in the FNAF 2 game, we are tasked with keeping the music box wound up as it's located in the prize counter, but the puppet's role in the actual pizzeria is actually pretty interesting, and we get it explained in that SDCC clip. So it sounds like the puppet is actually underneath the show stage, in this room down here with a whole bunch of gears that turn when it opens up. Music stops. Look at that. So the gears turn, the box slowly opens up, and to skip ahead a little bit, but it's revealed by Freddy Carter's character that the puppet actually comes up from this hatch right here onto the show stage, where they then direct the animatronics as they perform. I guess maybe like one of those opera instructors. And we actually do get a shot later on in the trailer of this exact layout. You got Vanessa looking into the music box, the hatch, the hexagonal hatch. Actually, it looks, it's in an octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, an octagon. Vanessa's looking down into the music box, but the puppet's already left. They've already gone up through the hatch, and you get their hands reaching from the other side. So to summarize, the puppet lives pretty much underneath the show stage inside this giant box. When they pop out to go up on the show stage and instruct the toy animatronics, the gears wind up, the box opens up, and unfortunately for McKenna Grace here, I will say, I don't know if the puppet's gonna be friendly. Looks like McKenna's opened some smaller music box here, which I guess triggers the bigger music box to open up. But considering how many shots we get of like the puppet lurking around, lurking behind someone, honestly, it's strange to me that they're coming off as like an antagonist, an evil character. Maybe it's just being painted that way in these trailers, but considering how precise Scott is with how the characters are portrayed, I personally always saw the puppet as like trying to do good, trying to give these dead kids new life in the form of their animatronic forms, putting them into the animatronics possessing those robots. You know, she gives gifts, she gives life. To me at least, the puppet always seemed like they're trying to be good. Maybe that's not going to be the case in these movies, or again, maybe the trailers are just painting them out as creepy, as eerie, because they're trying to promote a horror film. Anyways, though, the puppet is at least terrifying, because as the box opens up, well, I don't think McKenna likes what she sees. Now, I don't know if she dies right there, because again, the puppet seems like they're trying to be a good guy, at least in the games. So them killing would seem kind of out of character, and we all know how much Scott loves to stick to the characters being in character. He made a whole damn fort scene in the first movie to be like, oh, they're possessed by small little kids who just want to have fun. So this entire first scene of the paranormal investigators going into FNAF 2 was pretty much the clip that people at SDCC saw. Characters being guided through the pizzeria by Freddy Carter's character, the security guard. Looks like they are going to die off one by one as they ghost hunt around FNAF 2. Looks like McKenna Grace is gonna probably die to the puppet. Teo's looks like he's dying to Mangle. I'm still very intrigued why Freddy Carter's character, the security guard, is so fine with just letting these teens come in here, ghost hunt around. Because very obviously, not everything is right here, as they're pretty soon gonna find out. But then we move on to Mike and Vanessa.
So this is what it's like?
Quick shot of Fast Fest.
Being normal?
I think we've come pretty far.
And it looks like the two of them might be on a date, might be trying to see each other. So they are trying to be normal. They're trying to get over everything that has happened to them. And it looks like they're just trying to live a normal life. We know from SDCC, Josh Hutcherson says that Mike is really trying to live a normal life now. He's so fed up with Freddys, he doesn't want really any part of it. He just wants to live a normal life, and it looks like Mike and Vanessa are trying to do that. As a result, looks like they might be seeing each other. Vanessa lying in her bed.
What we've been through.
Couple of flashbacks from FNAF 1.
How's Abby?
Someday
And yeah, looks like they're just chilling out at the dining establishment. We get introduced to Abby once again.
she's good. Some days she misses her friends.
So, we do know from that description we read from the trailer, Mike and Vanessa did not tell Abby the full story about her friends. So I'm guessing she probably still thinks that those robots were her friends, does not probably fully realize how they became to be all those characters. And also, she's picked up robotics. Abby is very much into robotics. We know from the panel yesterday that Abby makes a project for her science fair that appears to be this little Chica figure here. We can see her start to work on it.
Some days she misses her.
And then it pretty much fully finished, right? It looks clear. You can see all the endo bits inside, couple of batteries there. So Abby is currently in school. We're gonna see some more shots of her school later on. Currently, they have a science fair going on. Abby, now that she's into robotics, decides to build Chica. And speaking of Chica, interesting shot here of Toy Chica. You can see a reference to the fort scene right there from FNAF 1. But again, most importantly of all, this drawing of Toy Chica, where she's missing not only her eyes, but also her beak, which, as longtime FNAF fans know, is something Toy Chica does in FNAF 2 to make herself look more scary. It does look like we are going to be getting that in FNAF 2.
The story that you're gonna fix those animatronics. It's only giving her false hope.
So very interesting dialogue from Vanessa there. Looks like Mike is telling Abby, oh, we're gonna go see your friends. We're gonna go fix them up. Everyone can get back together. It's gonna be a great time. Even though, obviously, he doesn't want that to happen. He wants a normal life. He doesn't want anything to do with these characters. He doesn't want to go back to Freddy's. Abby misses her friends greatly. And she's like, Mike, when can we go back? You know, we heard her ask that at the end of the first movie. It looks like Mike has been telling her repeatedly, we're gonna go fix them up. And it looks like as a result of not being able to see her friends, hopefully, Abby can at least hear her friends. As we can see, she has a Faz Talker, a way to communicate with those characters.
Can any of you hear me?
Now the way she delivered that line is very intriguing to me. The way she emphasized any of you, how I interpret that is she's trying to reach out to a specific person, but maybe she's not getting through to them. So now she's like, oh, well, can anyone hear me at least? I don't know. I mean, she built a little replica of Chica here for the science fair, so maybe she's trying to reach out to Chica's spirit. We also saw her interact with Golden Freddy's spirit a lot in FNAF 1. Now, where she gets this Faz Talker, I'm still a little confused on. I'm assuming she probably got it at Faz Fest. Maybe like she won a game or something there and she got it. It sounds like she thinks, or maybe she knows, that it can communicate with those spirits. I don't know how she figured that out, but pretty soon at least, it's going to start talking back. We're also got a shot of their house here, and it is not the same house that we saw them living in FNAF 1. Looks like maybe it's got renovations going on. Maybe they're staying in this house temporarily. Maybe they bought a new house. I don't know. And then, the Faz Talker comes to life. It comes to life, and it finally starts talking back. Its eyes glow up. It's like, Abby, come find us. Please help us. The most shocking drawing here, you might be able to see it already, is this one right here. Because it looks like Mr. Can-Do from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Sim, FNAF 6. A circle with big eyes and a squiggly mouth. Looks identical to the mouth that we see on Mr. Can-Do, the big trash can from Trash and the Gang. I doubt that's important. I doubt Trash and the Gang are going to have some big debut. Probably just going to be a subtle reference and maybe like a dumpster outside the pizzeria, which would be funny. Oh, you can see a better shot there, actually. So it is a balloon. So absolutely Mr. Can-Do reference in the FNAF 2 trailer. So Abby gets this message late in the night. It's like, hey, Abby, come find us. Come help us. I'm guessing she's probably like, oh, the FNAF 1 guys, they're finally talking back to me. But then the Faz Talker says, I will show you the way. I'll show you the way. But I think it's saying, I will show you the way to where we are, to this new pizzeria. I'm thinking it's showing her where the FNAF 2 area is. It's probably like, in 500 meters, turn right. A literal GPS. Also, speaking of the voice, by the way, you probably caught this by now. This electronic voice on the radio, thank you, subtitles, is the exact same voice that we hear in the FNAF 2 minigames. Abby, help us. The F-I-N-D. Find us, right? Save him, save us. Also, what we hear in the end credits of the first FNAF movie, that's like, come find me. That's exactly what we hear it saying in FNAF 2. So yeah, it's taking Abby to the FNAF 2 pizzeria. But Abby shows up, Faz Talker in hand, and she does not find the FNAF 1 guys. Instead, she finds the brand new toy animatronics. Toy Chica here. Mwah. You look beautiful.
Oh no.
And then we got Mike in the security office. We know this is the office because, again, we can see that map that was behind him in that behind-the-scenes image. And he's like, oh, no. I'm assuming it looks like he's looking down the hallway, so there's probably someone standing down at the far end of the hallway, maybe with Foxy, as he tends to do. And then, back in the security office, we got Teo's character being brutally snatched by Mangle. We also get a camera shot of that attack sequence, it looks like, of the Endo coming down, swinging down from the ceiling, biting at the camera. It goes to static as it pulls him up from the ceiling. It's gonna be such a crazy sequence, man. Evil! Got a shot here of Toy Chica walking around the school here, obviously, because we got a STEM poster, a biology poster, absolutely the school here. We also get a character walking up the stairs. I'd assume this is probably the teacher character that we see Toy Chica kill. But either way, it looks like Toy Chica has made her way to the school. Why specifically? I don't know. Maybe there's someone at the school, like a teacher or a bully, that she's trying to kill because they're being mean to Abby. Maybe there's something about Abby's science fair project that she wants.
They're out there, Mike.
This shot that we already talked about of Vanessa and the puppet. We got Toy Freddy, it looks like, grabbing a garage door, and he's gonna lift it up to invade someone's house.
Where?
Evil has left. And then we get this shot of Abby on her bike. Now, what's interesting is that this is a different shot than what we saw earlier, because this is during the daytime. When she first goes out to the FNAF 2 pizzeria, it's at nighttime. So she goes to the FNAF 2 pizzeria at least twice. One time during the day, one time during the night. Then we get this shot. Oh, this is probably like one of the most talked about shots of the whole trailer. William Afton looking in through a door window to look at a little kid. A little bit sus there, Willie. I think obviously this is a flashback to when the pizzeria was still open for business. We can also see, you know, like how clean the walls are. There's a little kid in here. Details on the wall of the toy animatronics and also the puppet. I think this is our first look at the MCI. Looks like this is our first look at William Afton in flashbacks in the past going after some kids. It's going to be interesting how much they show of that. All we saw of William killing the kids was that 8-bit credit sequence during the beginning of the movie. So if they actually show him in FNAF 2 in these flashbacks killing kids, it's going to be a pretty bold step for them to take. Now, who this character is, I've seen a lot of people debate. It doesn't look like any of the FNAF 1 spirits that we saw in FNAF 1, so I don't think it's any of those. I think it is either going to be Charlie or Sammy, because it does look like they're adapting Sammy as well as Charlie.
Everywhere.
Get a shot of the puppet larking behind Vanessa here. Again, we're gonna see another shot of supposedly Charlie and Sammy in a quick second.
Everywhere.
So we'll get back to that soon. But first up, we got Bonnie on the attack. Looks like he's grabbing a kitchen utensil. But in the first teaser trailer for FNAF 2, we do know that he wields this, and it looks like he's going to kill a couple inside their house. The building. Evil has left the building. Nice little reference there to Elvis. Elvis has left the building. Get a shot of FazFest here, a POV from Toy Freddy's perspective walking around. I'm Freddy. I'm at FazFest. Why he's at FazFest, I still don't know. Obviously, we get a lot of shots of the toys just walking around in public. So it looks like they're on the hunt, they're on the attack, looking for someone out in public. So I'm guessing, like, the toy's gonna be out in the public. Vanessa might be dealing with them. And then maybe Mike, it looks like he's going to be back at the pizzeria dealing with all of the wizards.
Where are you going to run to?
Cinema! Cinema! I've seen some people say that is Matthew Lillard talking as William Afton. Where are you going to run to? I've also seen some people speculate that it might be Henry Emily, which, by the way, does seem like Skeet Ulrich is going to be playing Henry Emily. At the SDCC panel, he could not confirm who he's playing. All he could say was, I play somebody with a very particular and specific past, and somebody with a very deep emotional tie to what's going on. Which is absolutely giving Henry vibes, you know, William Afton killing his kids, Charlie, and probably Sammy as well. That's a very deep emotional tie to what's going on, and also Henry, one of the original owners and business people behind Fazbear's. Get a couple shots here of the log ride, filled with water this time. Looks like there is something going after one of the paranormal investigators. Then we also see Balloon Boy's propeller pop out of the water, and we can see that Mike and Vanessa are here. So it looks like they have gotten into the FNAF 2 pizzeria. And when they're at the entrance, one of the first characters they encounter is going to be Balloon Boy coming out of the log ride. For some reason.
Are you going to run to?
We got Mangle attacking a car. Might be Vanessa's car. That's what people were speculating. But also, McKenna Grace is also blonde. So maybe it's her van. I don't know. Either way, Mangle's catching a ride on top of the van. Going out into the wild, hunting down people in public. Looks like Mangle is going to be going after whoever is in this car. And then this is what I was talking about. It looks like this is going to be our film universe's version of Charlie. So it looks like Charlie is here with, again, I'm guessing Sammy, her little brother, the two kids of Henry Emily, and I'd assume they're probably screaming at this goofy looking guy right here. William Afton. We know this is a flashback. He is fully intact. His costume is not burnt at all. This is so cool. I'm getting a lot of notifications that Jason Blum is liking all my tweets from yesterday. Thank you, Jason. Anyways, though, I'm guessing Charlie and Sammy right now are being attacked by William Afton. Maybe not this exact scene. He's definitely chasing someone in the scene, and Charlie and Sammy definitely being killed. So some flashback scenes with Matthew Lillard as William Afton is going to go so hard. His suit looks really good here. I really, really, really love the look of it. Look at his big old buck teeth as well. And speaking of William, looks like he's also hunting down Vanessa. I'm not done with you. I speculated that maybe this is like a hospital scene. Either way, she looks very sad and distraught. Gets grabbed out of nowhere by William. Immediately pulls gun. We know this is the same scene because of this board right here. It is the exact same board. So she stands up, immediately pulls gun. Literally like one frame, we see a shadow move. So that hallucination is still like just barely there. Or maybe that's like Mike coming up, like maybe placing a hand on her shoulder. But her hallucination, maybe she thinks it's William grabbing her. And so her reflex is to pull a gun. We also get a shot of Withered Foxy here. I love this scene. I love what I think it's going to be. Foxy squinting as there are flickers of light in his eyes. I think what's happening here, I think Foxy's in the hallway, in the FNAF 2 hallway, and I think Mike's in the office. I think he first tried to put on the mask. I think he tried to put on the empty Freddy head to ward off Foxy, but as we know from FNAF 2, Foxy isn't tricked by the mask. So I think he's squinting, he's like, wait a second, I know you're not Freddy. And so I think Mike probably realizes, oh, he's squinting? Shit, he's probably not falling for this. So then he starts flickering the flashlight at Foxy. And I think that's what this is. I think the flashes of light, maybe not though, because we don't see like a flashlight light on Foxy's face here. I'm still headcanoning. Foxy is being tricked by the flashlight. That's my guess though. I'm thinking that this is like Mike's first time encountering Foxy. He tries the Freddy mask. Foxy isn't fooled. He tries flashing his light. And that kind of causes Foxy to glitch out. And then we get the shot of the teacher being killed in school by Toy Chica. Bro, wish that were me for real. Like, come on. Also, they've put in so many shots of Toy Chica's feet in these trailers. Jason Blum, what are you up to? And then lastly, for the trailer, we get Mike literally playing FNAF 2. We get a shot of him inside the security office. He's looking around. He grabs his flashlight. Shines it down the hallway. Here we can see the film's version of the FNAF 2 hallway. Not nearly as long. Unless this is a party room right here. And it goes on for much longer. But he grabs a light. And he looks and he sees...
There's no way that'll work.
The empty Freddy head. Which, interestingly enough, is FNAF 1 Freddy. Has the FNAF 1 animatronics already been around? Is this like the first version of those characters and they scrapped it and now just use it as an empty Freddy head? Also, the fact that it is placed so delicately and precisely in this chair makes me feel like someone has left it there on purpose. Maybe a previous night guard, like Freddy Carter's character. He knows exactly what he has to do. And he does exactly that for Withered Chica, our first look at Withered Chica. Jim Henson's Creature Shop, you've outdone yourselves. Look at that. We also get a poster of the puppet. Peep the poster puppet right there, the marionette. Chica looks so good, man. Maybe my only nitpicking complaint was that her mouth probably should be open a lot wider, but I'm not going to complain. She looks perfect. And she attacks Mike here, and he's like, oh my god, let me try this. And he puts on the mask. It is absolutely way too big for him. But it fools Withered Chica. You can see she's looking, tilts her head, looks like she's being tricked. And then we also get Bonnie breaking in through the vent, one of the side vents in the office. I've seen some people nitpick that his eyes should be glowing red. Bonnie's eyes do glow white in some instances of FNAF 2. I don't believe they ever glow blue, but come on, guys. Are we really going to be nitpicking eye color yet again? These characters look perfect. Withered Bonnie, Withered Chica.
There's no way that'll work.
They look so good. Genuinely such a fantastic job by Jim Henson's here. And Emma Tammy did reveal there's more than 3 times the animatronics in FNAF 2 than there was in FNAF 1. So we are in for a lot of good animatronic action. That was Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Whew. Woo! Boy, this is gonna be a long video. I yapped for a long time. I do apologize. There is just so much to pick apart with this trailer. We got a lot more details, again, with that exclusive clip at the San Diego Comic-Con panel. I just posted a video on that. I'll leave that link down below. Go check it out. I'm so unbelievably excited for FNAF 2. I think this trailer looks incredible. I think everything about this movie looks so good. I'd love to know your thoughts, theories, everything. Leave them in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this very long, probably, breakdown of the official FNAF 2 trailer, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Goodbye.